Tammy here. Look at what we're working with today. Raspberries. Woohoo! Gonna make us up some raspberry jam. The guys have been out. They've been picking. They've picked me a total of 18 quarts so far. So I'm gonna get busy and I'm gonna jam them up. Some of these will be done with all the seeds in them, and some of them I will squeeze the berries themselves in the bag and bring the juice up, and then I'll run them through a sieve and take half the seeds out. I don't particularly care for the seeds. I just soon take it all out, but I don't eat a lot of jams, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get started. I need about 4 cups of crushed berries and 6.5 cups of sugar. I'll be back. Alright, so I've got the berries and the sugar all in the pot, and what I do is I leave them in the pot with no heat. I'll do that for like, I don't know, I leave them in there for about 20 minutes and just let that sugar and berries really kind of meld together and melt that sugar down really well. You don't have to do it this way. This is just how I was taught, and this is how I do it. When it starts warming up, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of butter in there, and what the butter does is keeps the foam down. Some people don't like adding the butter to it. You don't have to do that. When you get to that process, you can simply scoop the foam right off and toss it aside so that you're not putting that foam in your jars. Alright, I'm going to heat this up and get her cooking. Once I bring it to a rolling boil and that it continues to boil, I'm going to add a pouch of pectin, and I'm using liquid pectin with this particular type because I'm using full sugar. I'll explain that when I get to the other type of pectin that I use, or why it's different. But with the full pectin, with the full sugar, I just use liquid pectin. It really, really gels up nicely. It doesn't take very long, and then I'll ladle it into my jars. Hot water bath it for about 10 minutes. And take her out and set her and let them set. I'll be back when I get there. Okay, I went ahead and did my jam up, and I ended up with 3 full pints and 4 half pints. I should have showed you ahead of time some of the things that I use though when I do it. I always use a measuring cup, my ladle. I have all my old tools, nothing really modern here. I've had this for years. It was a hand-me-down. I don't even remember where I come from. But that's how I put that in the top of my jars, and then I ladle my stuff in and put it in, and that way it keeps my rims clean. And even though my rims are clean, I always take a little bit of vinegar and go around the outside of my rims before I put my cover on. So your seal, see this little rubber piece going around there? That's your seal. You want to make sure that that's all clean on the jar so that that seal can stick to the rim. And also check all your jars. Make sure there's no nicks or chips going around them before you do this process. I'll get better at doing videos. I'm a doer. I do this so that my family has the food in the pantry. It's not so much for anything else, and I'm just hoping to share a little bit of that knowledge on. But that's about what it is. It's 4 cups of pulp, 6.5 cups of sugar, a pouch of pectin, a teaspoon of butter, bring it to a boil. You don't put the pectin in though until the sugar and the pulp and the berries comes to a boil, and then you quickly add the pouch and you let it boil for about a minute. But it tells you all that on the box of pectin. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's absolutely delicious. Try it. If you haven't, try it. You don't have to go pick wild berries to do it. Go to the grocery store. Get yourself a couple of quarts of berries. You'll be all set. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, thumbs up please. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.